Okay, Camera Rooster, back at you. I got this motor mounted and everything is going beautifully. I got the 1-inch tube that I got from Home Depot. I marked the holes, got the plate drilled, and got that all set up. I'm going to see if I can get the caps for the end of that, and it'll look real nice with the caps on there. But I'm going to show you something else I got too. I'm going to try and see whichever one looks better for me and works out as good. Another thing I did, I had to do, and I'm sure everybody knows about that if you've been watching all of these videos, I had to get rid of that chain guard mount that went across. I had to cut that off. That's ugly. So I'm going to sand that down and clean that up as best I can to try to get that to be one piece. So when I put the custom paint on here, it's going to look beautiful. I also changed the tank, original tank that came with this one, with this Predator 212. Oh, hold up, let me get over. This is the original Predator 212 gas tank. I changed that one out because this cap, it's set this way, and the cap went up under, oops, here we go, up under here, and you can't get your gas cap off. With the Coleman CT200U tank, it sits perfectly. You can get your gas cap off, put your gas cap on, shake it all about, you know, nice. I got to hook up my throttle linkages and everything, but everything looks so far so good. I had a question about the sprocket that I used for this, that 5-tooth sprocket. I'll show you how you can tell if you got the right one, because this is what I did with the measurement. It's 1 inch from tooth to tooth. Let me show you. You take your tape measure. There's a sprocket here. I'm moving a little fast so I can try to get as much information in here for you as possible. And it should be a 1/2 inch from tooth to tooth. Now this isn't the 5-tooth sprocket here. This is the 12-tooth one that also came with it for the 35 chain. But the 5-tooth is for the 420 chain. So you measure that from point to point. See, that's 3/8. The 5-tooth sprocket again is 1/2 inch. And that's what it was on the original 5-tooth sprocket on the Coleman CT200U. So I put that on there, and I looked at the chain and the sprocket, and I turned it slowly all around to make sure that each tooth goes in there perfectly without a hitch, and it did. I bought a new chain to go on this as well, because I used my old chain to check it out. One thing I found on the new chains is that let me see if I can find it. I also checked the back to make sure that went with every tooth went in there smoothly, and it did. With the new chain, this thing must have been sitting on the counter or something, but see that right there? How it's up like that. So when I put this new chain on, I heard tick, tick, tick. I mean, what the hell is that? Every few turns. And what that is from sitting up there like that, these stick with that oil on there, because they come in a really oily bag, and it sticks. So you have to straighten that out. See that? Like that. And then it's like a couple of them on here. So what I got to do is take this chain off and clean it. This was another one. I worked it back and forth. It Didn't do it that time, but you can see it raised a little bit here. So you push it down, and I marked it with a little chip of wood. But that's what I got to do. I got to take this chain off and clean it, and then re-oil it, and she'll be fine. I know that because my original Coleman chain, I put it on there, which I'm going to put back on the other bike, and that baby smooth as silk all the way around. I got no noise, no nothing, and each one of these teeth go in perfectly as you go around. I went backwards and forward to make sure that they all went in and everything went good. And it was after that I found out how you measure the teeth of the sprocket down there. It's supposed to be 1/2 inch for this Coleman CT200U chain, this 420 chain. Okay, so that takes care of that. Let me show you what else. Oh, and by the way, this Coleman CT200U tank, it bolted right up to this Predator 212 motor. The same, everything just bolted right up to that. Same brackets and everything. And the gas line hookup, everything is the same. There is a air hose that this goes to. It went to right there. So that's just air. You know, no fuel goes down into that. And so I'm just going to take that and throw one of those little bitty things on there, little filter type things, or just plug it up, and that'll be fine. And it goes into this carburetor, because I'm going to eventually be changing that to that cone type carburetor air intake that they have. But for now, that's what I got. Don't worry about never mind the red fender. It came in red, but that's okay. I'm not sweating it. I'm gonna be breaking all of this down, and you see I got the camel on the front, but it's going to be broken down and then custom painted. Now over here, I got this square tube pipe from Home Depot. It was a nice size piece of that. I don't know, maybe 12 inches or so. And that was $11.47. For the engine mounting bolts, nuts, and lock washers, I use this. These were the nuts and the bolts I use for the engine mounting. 4 of those. What else did I get? Oh, I got these from Home Depot as well. These are these little shiny things. They're a 1 inch high steel spacers. It costs a little. It's just a few couple bucks. I'm just gonna try to put these on here and see how they look. Oops, let me get over here. I was gonna put these under here, take this off and see how those look there instead. Mounting the engine on that on 4 of these, because I think that would be sharp. Or even if I just do the front, I just do the front on that. Once this is all painted up and this ugly boil is off, it would look real nice. Okay. Any questions? Put them. Oh, let me I'll tell you how I did this. I had this engine off. I don't think it's just a quick deal. 5 times. And that was to get it marked and get it the chain. See, that chain is straight, man. That chain is nice down there. To get that chain on there like that, I had to put this thing on and off 5 times. I took this little pipe first, and I measured it on the engine. I drilled it out with what is this drill bit? I drilled it out with a 2164 drill bit. That's what I did. And then I put it all back together on here with the motor, put it in there, put everything in place, got it all in place, straightened out my chain, everything to where it was going to be bolted down. I taped it, I put some tape on here and taped that baby on there real good. Same thing in the back. It was tight, but I used my pencil and I got up in there and I got that tape on there. I lifted this engine off real gingerly, put it back up there. That was about the second or third time off. I drew the circles that I had drilled out onto here. I drilled it out with that drill bit, and then I put the engine back on, ran my bolts through. Everything worked out good. Ta-da! Took it back off, and I had to do some other things. I don't know what I said. Oh, put that tank on. Now, I might have been able to kill 1 or 2 times if I had to put the tank on first. But the tank hadn't come in till I had that marked up. So boom, there it was. Got the tank on. Got it back on here again. And anyway, long story short, if it's not too late, there's the finished product. I'm gonna give you a shot of this with the cover on it, of this converter with the cover on it. As soon as I find what I did with the cover, booyah! Through the magic of filming, there it is. See? Goes on there. Now you gotta rustle around a little bit down here, finding that peg down there and getting it on. The other peg I'm not using, but it's not going anywhere. I cut this out. I'll give you a shot of what that looked like. I used my scissors and carpet cutter knife, that craft knife. And cut that out of there, and that came out perfect, as you can see. It doesn't go anywhere. And I don't hear it rubbing when I turn my, see there's another here. This one here is lumped up. There it is. So you gotta that happens when the chain has been sitting. But there's nothing rubbing here. Nothing rubbing. So I should be good, man. I did not have to cut my plate at the bottom. See? I did not have to cut the plate. Plenty of room down there. This was the other tube. Like I said, I'm going to try to get the caps to go on there. That's it. Okay. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.